Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done.
What is going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Fury here. Time for another exciting review of the 7 Deadly Sins Season 2, Episode 11 review. This week's episode of the 7 Deadly Sins. So we basically got a couple things going out of the way here. Probably this review isn't going to be like the longest one, but want to actually just, get this one out of the way right now. So then finally I could just start finally uploading all like the reviews I was supposed to promise. So here it is. So when it comes to the 7 Deadly Sins for this week's episode, we have the continuation of the bond, which is pretty sweet, of bond, wow. The bond between Bond and his father. And apparently his father was actually telling him about what's going on when it comes, because he's basically saying like, I could tell there's something going on. You've been nervous ever since. And then also he's been telling him his life story about, I've heard, or at least about something about bringing someone back to life or whatever. But I think he doesn't quite actually know what it is. Although maybe he kind of knows, maybe there's some kind of clue that it can finally leave. But I think we're going to find out in the next episode, because it looks like she might be coming back, especially the way Bond looks like she's about to kiss her and everything. So it's a possibility that we might be getting that little sweet reunion probably in the next episode as well. But anyways, though, we're getting the fact that she was actually explaining, about everything going on. He's like, wait a minute, you really went to the Fairy King? I thought that was the Fairy Forest. I thought that was like some kind of urban fairy tale story or whatever. But he's like, no, apparently it's real. And it's like, wow, okay. So, yeah, so he didn't really expect that from all the stories that he told Bond. Then after that, he was explaining that, but wait a minute, why you look so young still? I thought you'd be like much older, like in your 40s, late 40s, 50s, whatever. But apparently he said, I drank the fountain of youth of the fairies, and I have become much more younger. I'm still young, eternal youth. So I will never get old. And because of that, he's like, oh, wow. He goes, yeah. And because of that, that's the reason why I look like I am now. And I could totally tell that Jericho was getting, absolutely jealous of Bond. Excuse me. I could actually tell that she was getting quite jealous, especially the way her cheeks were. Oh my god, it was so cute. Just seeing Jericho just completely jealous, just there and be like, how come I don't get his dick? Sorry, I have to say it. But anyways, yeah, you can tell Jericho was absolutely jealous. And also, he was like, hey, you're the first person I don't hate. She's like, what? Does that mean you actually find me attractive? You like me? And he goes, I will kill you. And she's like, never mind. It's like, it's kind of funny, though, in a way. But also kind of sweet. Also, he's just really glad to actually just get the time to actually, get to spend. But you can tell that he's nervous about something. It's like, look, give me some advice, okay? There's a person that I do love, but he's an actual friend, like a friendship kind of love. And he's my captain of the 7 Deadly Sins. And he was kind of shocked that he also joined them as well. And what he told him is like, yeah, he never gets mad at me for any reason. Like, every time I screw things up or I try to kill him, like I really do try to murder him, he just basically smiles. And he just doesn't really care. He's so chalant. And he's like, well, that's just because he believes in you. He knows that you're not really that kind of person who would actually try to kill him or anything like that, even though you technically try to kill him. But he knows it's like, look, I can understand it's all part of the anger and the frustration and everything else. It's not because of hatred or anything like that. It's just the anger that you release from your body is causing the problem. Like, it's just, because you're bottled up your emotions inside. I think that's the reason why, you take it out on him. But he just doesn't really flinch and actually trying to get revenge on you back, because he believes that he's going to come back. Deep down, you really do believe in him. That, he will always be there no matter what. He'll still, technically call you friend. He'll definitely call you second command, whatever. And then that's where, his father dies right in front of him, which really sucks. And I feel bad for Jericho. Jericho was so sad, like crying. But then he's like, you know what? You kind of remind me of a sister I used to have too. You know, it'd be really funny if Jericho really was Bond's sister, though, but I highly doubt that's the case. So, yeah. But anyways, though, that the little girl did kind of look resemblance to Jericho, though. Meanwhile, we have Meliodas and the boys, actually Meliodas and King, actually finishing up their training. And he's like, after, he didn't really say a word. Because remember last week, we were trying to find out that does he really belong to the Demon Clan? But he didn't really answer that. And he was actually still, concealing his magic and his energy, whatever. And he's saying that, wow, you're able to do that without actually, able to use part of your actual sacred treasure or whatever. And he goes, same with you. And they actually test each other's strengths to their resolve. He's like, hey, how come you're the Fairy King, even though you don't really have any wings or whatever? Or your predecessor, did. And he's like, well, shut up about that. Look, I could ask the same thing about you if you were actually part of the Demon Clan. So, they had a little scuffle there. So that was actually pretty cool. So after they came out of the training regiment, they were like, okay, well, now that that's settled, it's like, look, I finally passed the trial. Because now we have this secret trust with each other. Can I get my powers back? And he goes like, well, I wish, but thing is, I don't really want to. But I really don't want to, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to you anyway. So basically, she just gives him the power from that. So she basically just gives her the power back, and then what happens is it's a big giant ball of an energy thing that's given to Meliodas, and we can tell his demon powers are finally starting to submerge, but he is able to control that inner anger that he's had. He's able to maintain it to be more calm and select like he always was. So because of that, he was able to maintain control and everything else. So that's basically what it is. And at the very end, we see that Meliodas takes a trip to visit, like on some instant transmission sit. Meliodas goes to the 10 Commandments themselves. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm testing out my full power that I got back, man. I'm testing out my ability, my power again, man. It's like, you know what? Let's try it on you, the asshole who attacked my team. So basically, he goes after Galen, just gives him the slam jam of slam jams right there. The Super Mario of the freaking 10 Commandments, getting his ass murked of the slam jam of Meliodas. And it was really freaking cool. And I love the way Meliodas has more control of his anger power than anything else, though. And that's pretty much where the episode ends off. So yeah, that was a really awesome way to end things off right there. So if anything, this jumps up the episode to pretty much basically everything else was also dialogue from the very beginning. But overall, it was gonna get just a regular very good episode. You know what, it's just gonna get a very good. So overall, we got basically a lot of dialogue going on when it comes with, so basically just a lot of dialogue shit just really going on, to be honest with you. So yeah, a lot of dialogue shit just basically going on. We did get that one cool action sequence when it comes to basically, Galen and Meliodas. That was actually pretty cool. So overall, I get the episode of 4, a very good episode, a very emotional episode, especially for Bond, seeing his father die right in front of him after he gives his last words was pretty touching. That's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of The 7 Deadly Sins, Season 2, Episode 8. Episode 8. I'm so stupid. Episode 11. And I'll see you guys next week for Episode 12. Rate, comment, subscribe, click the bell to join the squad, follow my social media plugins, gamer tags as well. Also, do not forget to follow my Discord server as well. So in the meantime, peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. Anime manga fans, keep supporting Rich Reader What You Watch. And that's it. See you guys next week.